Namaste, welcome to episode 2 of Vicharsthal. First of all, I want to thank all of you for the wonderful feedback that you have been giving me for this concept and the idea of doing a series like this one. So I'm really glad that this is being appreciated and you all are enjoying. I did get great feedback for episode 1 as well, which was with Dr. Vicharsthal on informed birthing. And today's topic is again something which will definitely be enlightening for us because I'm sure most of us don't really know a lot about it. So the topic is Tribal Connect. And I have a very special guest with me here today. I met her last year at the Karamveer Chakra Awards event. And I think there is something just which connected us. There was this, the moment I met her, I got amazing vibes. And I think from then to now, we of course have built a good relationship, a good friendship. And I have been really, blessed and honored that she considered me to be a part of her initiative as, an advisory board member. So I think I don't want to waste any more time and let's get her on stream. Hi, Ananya, and welcome to
Hi,
Vicharsthal episode 2.
hi. Thanks for having me here. Totally my honor.
Yeah. No, it's my pleasure, and I'll just introduce Ananya for you all. So, Ananya has been working very closely with tribals across India, getting them proper education and teaching them basic life skills. A criminal psychologist by profession, her work takes her to the remotest of tribal habitats to create an impact on the ground for their betterment. She single handedly built toilet blocks, girls' changing room, community centers in the remotest Karbi village plagued by militancy issues. She has reached over 30,000 tribal women across India with the Sustainable Menstrual Program and has taught them how to prepare biodegradable pads free of cost so that it would bring them some kind of income. She is also working closely with Santhal tribal women on making their lifestyle better by promoting their products across India. A Karamveer Chakra awardee, Ananya would like to continue creating ripples in the tribal community and help them get a life they deserve. That is amazing, Ananya. I think there must be very few people, who are truly, and that's why I say this show is about celebrating the everyday superstars. The work that you do on the ground, it's truly commendable. So thank you for all that you do for this society.
Thank you so much. As I said, yes, we do the work on ground, and people like you get our voices heard. So I'm
Right.
thankful and grateful, for getting my voice heard into such in a platform as as honored as this. Thank you once again.
No, no, it's my pleasure. And I would like to also tell the audience that if at any point you have any questions about, the tribals, the work that Ananya is doing, or, even about how you can contribute, feel free to ask your questions and I'll be taking them up, during the conversation. And also feel free to share comments. We would love to read your comments on her work and she's doing inspiring work. So I'm sure all of you will be getting inspired today listening to her story. So, Ananya, I want to, start by asking because the tagline of Vicharsthal is your ideation and our inspiration. So, I want to start from the idea that, why, like, what is it that made you feel so strongly that, okay, this is something, I want to dedicate my life to. So, if you could just share how it all started.
See, basically, I've been brought up in a small tribal town in Assam called Lamding. It is somewhere very close to Indo-Myanmar border. So, because both my parents were working, so I had my ayah who was also a tribal. So most of my schoolmates everywhere around neighborhoods, they're all tribals. So one particular incident when I was in seventh grade hit me really hard. For a 13 years kid, that really hit me hard. Like that day, I went with my ayah to a small
Right.
shopkeeper's place, and she paid 20 rupees note to the shopkeeper. I was just observing what was happening. The shopkeeper told, "No, it is not a 20 rupee note; it is a 10 rupee note." And then I realized how these tribal people are exploited. She gave a 20 rupee note,
Right.
and the
Right.
shopkeeper said, "It's 10 rupee note." That was the time I decided I should do three things that should ensure a better life for them. A 13-year-old mind could only work that way. So I thought maybe if I do these three things, things will be better for them. The first thing is teach them how to write their name. Secondly,
Right.
they should know what is written in the Indian currency note. They should
Yes.
be able to read what is there in the Indian currency note. And third, they should read what is written in the billboard. Like if you're going in a railway
Mm.
station
Yes.
or if you're going to a
Yes.
bus station, so they should be able to read what is there in the billboard. So these three major things, all kind of always haunted me. See, kya bhi karo, I have to teach the tribal people around me, the tribal kids, the tribal adults, or whoever comes in touch with me. They should be able to, write their name, read what is written in the Indian currency note, and thirdly, the billboards. So that's
Right.
how I
Right.
started teaching kids around my around my home, around my neighborhood. And my Aya also started, after finishing her work, to come and understand what I am trying to teach. And also she also used to get a lot of kids from her village. So that's how I started in the 8th grade. And then somewhere I was teaching them, I had a very close understanding that simply teaching them wouldn't have been enough. So I started kind of visiting the tribal villages in and around my town. I started, hearing those tribal folklores, tribal, tribal way of life, kind of how
Right.
they make their jewelries, how they, weave.
Yes.
This all started kind of, gravitating me towards them. I don't know what was it. I always felt a kind of very strong pull towards them. So then I realized it is not only whom I am giving; it is they are the people from whom I am also learning a lot of things. So there's
Right. Right.
a lot of exchange being happening. If I'm teaching them the modern educational methods or ideologies, they're also giving me back their beautiful folklores, beautiful way of life, and beautiful, treasured medicinal values. Mm, so that's how the give and take gradually started. And that's how I started connecting with all the people there. And that's how it was all a soul connect. And I don't know whether it is the right platform to speak about it, but any tribal habitats I visit for the first time, I always feel this is the place I have come before. Come wherever
Yes.
it may be, I don't know, it is something which I feel is a soul connect. Any new travel village I go, I always feel these are my people, and these are the people I should dedicate my life to. So that's how it started. Yeah.
Wow, that's so inspiring, and it's amazing, how you were so thoughtful at such a young age, like to really think about, yes, they are being exploited, so probably, I should be doing something to better our lives. I think that's really amazing that you were so sensitive to think about them at that point. Now, of course, I'm sure, in this journey, I'm sure you might have come across so many challenges, especially I know working with tribals definitely might not have been easy. So, could you talk a bit about the challenges that you faced? It could be, the practical kind of challenges where maybe, there was some certain kind of obstructions, or it could also be some mental challenges. Maybe, sometimes these things can become difficult as well. So, yeah, what were your challenges, and also how you went about overcoming those challenges?
Challenges beginning, I didn't have too much of challenges because I felt like it was a child's play. Go to the village, teach them, and learn something from them. I felt like it was a
Right.
child's play. But my life totally changed when my dad was kidnapped, my baba was kidnapped,
Oh
uh,
my God.
in a kind of northeastern state. So I know what was exactly the trauma of a family when the head of the family or your baba was taken away and you never know where he is, and someone else calling up for money. And even if you arrange the money, uh,
Right.
you never know whether they will leave you in alive or not. So that was a total trauma for the family. And I, as being the eldest daughter, we are two siblings. So my younger sister is 10 years younger than me. So she couldn't process all those things. My ma was totally traumatized. So for me to process that Baba was been taken away and he's been beaten and tortured for days, and then we need to arrange the money for his ransom was too much on me. And then finally, by God's grace, after almost 6 days, he jumped from the third floor to escape from
Oh
there.
my God.
And then he finally ran 50 kilometers to the nearest police station, sorry, to the nearest railway station, to come back home.
Mhm.
50 kilometers running through the forest in the heavy rains to reach the nearest railway
Right.
station to come back home was pretty traumatic for him as well. And then after a fortnight, he suffered multiple cardiac arrests, and then he slipped to coma. And then it was a long medical procedure which went, and he's fine. But then we don't see Baba uh, uh, same as we used to see him before. Till now he has that kind of trauma. Ma still feels that Baba should always inform her before going anywhere. If he's going out anywhere, Ma always feels that she should be informed about where he's going. Even if for so many years down the line, even if we don't, sometimes his phone is not reachable,
Right.
we just start panicking out, both
Of
me and my
course, of
sister.
course.
So
Yes.
so this was kind of changed our life altogether. My younger sister, she kind of grew too fast than her age. I started believing that nothing is going to change until unless I take things on my own hands.
Right.
And That's how I started working more more aggressively towards the tribal cause, because I knew there
Mhm.
was no substitute to education. If you get them education, if you get them good jobs, nobody will take away anybody's loved ones from home or anywhere else. So that's how I dedicated my entire thing. I took up tribal studies in college. Nobody took up this subject because tribal studies, even the tribal people don't study. So I was the only
Right.
one taking up tribal studies in college. I took up criminal psychology. I took up English literature. All these subjects primarily because I knew I probably I was the one who is designated to change the tribal life. Because if Baba was not
Right.
taken away, I wouldn't have been the way I am right now.
Right, 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 right. The when you were telling me all this, I was actually getting goosebumps. I mean, it is like huge respect to you for, I think even after going through so much to stay put for a cause, I think it really requires some another level of courage, and really hats off to you. And I think surely, not just me, everybody watching you, I think we all have so much to learn from, you. I think more than anything, just that I think that courage from within, I mean, that's not just inspiring, but I think it is also, I think these things can also be contagious. Sometimes when like when I'm listening to you, I feel from within that yes, maybe I also should push my boundaries and do something beyond, for the betterment
Bas-
of the society.
Basically, when you don't have much option in life, it is I don't think it is inspirational or is something I've done something big in life. I have not done anything. I didn't have option. I didn't have too much of luxury, to go and complain or play the victim card. I cannot do that. I didn't have that
Right,
option. So when you don't have option, you take the gear in your hands. You start driving all by yourself. That time,
right,
I thought, if I play the victim card, if I go on complaining, people will only listen to me maybe a week or a month's time. After that, nobody is going to listen to me. So why
right,
not go and change the things which are already creating a lot of trouble? So that's how when you don't have, just limit your options. When you limit your options, when you limit
right,
your
right,
desires, or when you see, for example, a small example, in this tribal village, these
right,
kids doesn't have even chocolates. They haven't even seen chocolates. Okay, so whatever flavor you take, it is fine for them. Okay, but our kids, if we just give them chocolates, they will say, we need this flavor and that flavor. And
right. They have
so
preferences,
so
and yeah, right,
yeah.
right.
So the basic thing what I've learned from life is, limit your options.
Yes.
When you don't have options, you push yourself to that limit, where uh, things will either break you or make you. So two ways. uh,
Great perspective
that's
there. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that. And so I was reading a book called White as Milk as and Rice a few weeks back, and I in fact remember tagging you on my review also, because I was thinking about you all the time when I was reading that book. It is on the tribal communities of India. The author has explored, their culture and how life is for them. And I realized when I was reading that book that we are so unaware. Like the moment we say tribals, there is a very typical image, there is a very typical thought that comes into our mind. When I read that book, I realized that in fact each community is so different, culturally. Like we always paint them with the same brush, but actually they are so different. So that book was really eye opening for me, and I did learn so much about the tribals. So I want you to throw some light on what it is like to be a tribal in this country. What are the challenges they face? What is their daily lives like? Because of course you are almost, always with them. And so if you could just tell us a little more about their lives.
See, basically, it is not about community also. From one mountain to the other, clan changes, the language
Mm.
changes. So that's
Oh,
how
wow.
beautiful the tribal culture
Mm.
is. Okay, the god they worship changes from one mountain to another. One village to another. Different clans speaking different language. Different clan has their own heads. Okay, so that's all different. Even the medicinal value or medicinal treasure what they have is completely different from one clan to another clan. So even
Wow.
if the community is a weaving community, for example, one the weaving technique is completely different in another clan.
Yes.
Okay, so what makes a tribal community different from each other is the beauty of being different yet holding on to their own unity of being same. they are
Right. Right.
they are all different, they all speak different languages, they are as different as any community can be, but yet when we put them under one roof calling them tribals, they have that common thing that they stay in the forest, probably have some knowledge about medicinal treasures or fishing or hunting expertise, but they all have different ways of doing it. So and for example, if I'm working with tribals in South India also, the Kunbis and the Siddhis. So the Kunbis and the Siddhis have a totally different way of building their homes and different kind of festivals compared to the
Okay.
tribals in Orissa or in Northeast or with the Santals. So they are totally different, and each community or each clan has their own way of life. For example, in a Northeast, there are so many communities, tribal communities, where the women, the men gets married and comes with the dowry in the women's house. Okay, he is
Hmm.
supposed to take care of the kids and cook for the wife, whereas the wife will
Okay.
go and work in the paddy fields, and she will go and handle the business, and the kids will also inherit the girl will inherit the property and also inherit the mother's surname. So it is completely a matriarchal
Very
society.
interesting.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
so and funnily, when I got married from Northeast and I came down to South India, many people thought I'm also a tribal. So many people asked me, where is your husband? He's not coming and staying with you. How much dowry he got for you? So so the culture differs.
Right.
See, you hear a lot of things happening with women across the globe, right? Like you hear molestation, you hear rapes, but
Yes.
have you really heard about molestations, rapes happening in Northeast India? Very less. Is because of
Right.
that tribal culture which binds you mm, to a system where you respect women.
Hmm.
You don't you
Yes.
if you are doing something which they don't like, they'll probably kill you. Okay, but they will not go and molest you, or they will not rape you. So this is one beautiful culture of the tribals of Northeast.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so
That's very
so
interesting to
many
know.
years
Yeah.
in Northeast, I haven't heard any women being feeling unsafe, going around the northeastern cities, because this culture, that the tribal culture, what they brought in the cities also remain intact for so many years. So that's how.
Right.
Yeah.
That's very interesting to know, about the tribal culture. And really, I mean, some things are so different from our own culture.
Then I want
And
to
I
mention
remember,
one
like,
more small incident. See, in
yes,
Mizoram,
of
as
course.
you go towards Shillong, Mizoram,
Right.
through the highway, you will see shops which doesn't have a shopkeeper. Okay, you
Hmm.
just have one.
Oh, they don't have a
Yeah,
shopkeeper.
no,
Okay,
only the
that's very
shops are there,
interesting.
or with small, fruits, vegetables, whatever is required, and you have a small box-like thing. So you take the thing, you put the money in the box. That
Brilliant.
is the
Yeah. And
that
I'm sure
that
that's
is the
really not
faith.
possible. Yes.
That is the
Yes.
faith we have for the mainstream people. That is the faith. Lot many times I have seen, people does doesn't pay even, they move out. But there are so many people I have seen, they have taken probably little quantity of fruits or vegetables and probably paying 10 times in the box.
Wow. Wow.
So that's how. So it's the beauty of the culture. Yeah. The entire
Brilliant.
stretch, no, from Guwahati to Shillong, entire stretch, you will see shops like this. No
That's
shopkeepers,
amazing.
nothing.
That's amazing. That's really, I think that was something which I've never heard of before, and it was quite interesting to know that. Talk a little bit about the relationship that you share, because I think you've been working with them for years, and I do also see your posts with children, like you are, of course, working with them for their education, kind of, even with the women. So, what is the kind of bond that you have built over the years with them? At the beginning, did you face issues of trust from their side? Like, maybe if they were not trusting enough, because obviously they might have their own concerns. So, how was it at the beginning, and over the years, how has this changed and evolved?
I'll here give you only one example which will explain you the entire scenario. I have gone to a village, tribal village. They were not letting me in. Okay, they were
Hmm.
not letting me in. So I, just in front of their front door, I sat for 2 nights all together, until unless they let me in their house. So I sat there in the front door for 2 nights, so that they let me inside the village.
Oh my God, 2 nights.
So because if it is only matter of 2 nights, if I don't stay back and convince them, they will not let me enter the village. And if I don't enter the village, I will not be able to understand what they need. And also because probably because I am someone basically from Northeast. I'm a Bengali ethnically, but I have been also victimized a lot of times during
Right.
bullet shots and all of those.
My God.
And so, the people know about me, that I'm not giving up. So if they don't let me enter the village, I'm speaking what happened so many years back. So if they don't let me enter the village, I'm not giving up. I'm going to sit there until unless they don't let me in. So they know me
Right.
there, and because now I'm known, like all the village people call me grandmother. So they call me grandma. They call me Fee.
Acha.
Fee is a grandmother. So they know if someone doesn't, and if the grandmother is not allowed to enter the village, she will sit right there in the front door and will not go until unless I'm allowed in. So
Okay.
that's it. You have to
That's
just wait.
interesting. Right, 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 right. That's pretty interesting again to know, and I'm sure now, of course, they must be very, they know you, of course, you've been doing this for years. So definitely they must be very, you must be having a
No, no.
close bond with them.
Now
Uh,
is not a problem too much, but
yeah,
yes,
right, right.
every new village or tribal habitat has the same challenge. You have to go and wait and sit there. Only then, they will
Hmm.
let you in. So that's it.
So
This
it
is the
is
same.
definitely, it takes a lot of patience also, I guess, apart from the courage and conviction, you definitely need the patience also, that yes, maybe, that will happen. But really kudos to you, Ananya, for just being at it. I mean, I'm just imagining waiting that, okay, abhi aaj nahi to maybe kal, and if kal nahi to kabhi to they'll allow me in. So I think that is really
So you
amazing.
just have to do two
So
things, just fill your bags with some biscuits, dry fruits, and water, and keep waiting.
right.
That's it.
Right. Keep waiting. So basically, be prepared to keep waiting, take everything along, and yeah, that's
Yes,
great.
yes.
So how do you, like, I know you just mentioned also about, that you know that you will not give up. How do you get the strength from within that, okay, come what may, you've been shot, so yes, there is risk to your life. There's so much going around. So what is it that really gives you that, courage from within? How do you find that strength?
Mm, See, I have told this in so many other conversations also. I keep asking myself, if if not me, then who? The day,
Hmm.
if I keep asking myself, if not me, then who? If I could have got answer to this 18 years back also when I started working, probably I would have not been so aggressive with this work, what I do right now. But so many years down the line, if not me, then who? This question remains unanswered. I still didn't get the answer. If not me, then who? I have not got a particular human being or any other people who says, okay, you can rely and go ahead, take some slow rest or slow down. I have not. I have a lot of volunteers working, but that question remains the same. See, if, because I cannot send my volunteers risking their lives and all. So that if that passion should be there when you are working under such
Right.
difficult
I
days.
agree. I agree
So
completely.
the
Yes.
day I find my answer, if not me, then who? Probably I'll slow down and probably uh, things will be a little easier for me.
Yes, yes, yes. But I agree, when, especially when you talked about that passion, I think you really need to have that drive from within to be able to, do something like this. So that's really amazing. Before I ask my next question, I just want to share this comment from Lakshmi Natraj ma'am, who's an author. She says, hats off to people like Ananya who win over the villagers with so much conviction and patience, staying 2 days at the door non-challenged. Yes, you're absolutely right, ma'am. I agree. And, I think that's what makes Ananya so special. Um, so now, Ananya, let's talk a little bit about Tribal Connect, which is your, of course, recent initiative. So could you tell us a little bit about your vision? Like, okay, so what are the different things Tribal Connects wants to achieve?
See, basically, all these years I have been working with a lot of other organizations, other
Right,
collaboration with other NGOs. I have literally brought many NGOs like a baby, and they have grown over the years. But
right,
for
right.
for me, Tribal Connect is something I can relate to, which is all about tribals. Where we speak about tribal. How to tribals, how we can make better their life through education, health and
Yes,
sanitation, you can bring a little change in the infrastructural things, and things like better life skill developments. So
yeah,
it is
yeah,
purely something which is tribal issues, and concentrating on their empowerment and upliftment. Okay, so also because Northeast is highly prone to floods and difficult terrains, the prime focus will always remain on rehabilitation programs, because
okay,
as we were working on the Assam flood situation, today is the 83rd day continuous where we are giving grocery kits to villages, tribal villages around. But then I have there are a lot of washed away schools, hospitals,
yes,
community centers. We need to rehabilitate them, and we need to build it again from scratch.
yep,
So what we were trying to build it from scratch when 2 days back it is also in the elephant corridor. So the herd of elephants came, and they had just rampaged the houses.
Oh
So
God.
for us, so it is a double challenge right now. I was
Yes.
totally on grips for last 2 days, thinking about where to get funds, because I was already feeding so many people, and on top of that, I am concentrating on rehabilitation, getting the bamboos, whatever is required to build the houses and everything, and then the elephant comes and then just finishes it off.
I know that's
Uh,
so
mm,
unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
again, we have to build it from scratch. So that keeps me a little worried, and situations like
Of
this. So the
course.
tribal connect will all look after all these things, and also try and find some sustainable solutions, collaborating with different people who can give us
Yes.
some kind of solutions wherein we can have homes or schools which are more sustainable, so that it doesn't get too much affected during the floods every year. Also, it doesn't create that kind of damage when the elephant comes, probably every fortnight or so. So that's the main vision towards working towards tribal connect, and even
Okay. Great.
founding an institution like that.
Yes, yes, it's
Yeah.
a great idea, I think, and that is why I am very, honored that you thought that I should be a part of it as the advisory board member. And I think we truly need to look at tribals as a world, because I feel a lot of times, like, we were also talking that we think of it as a parallel, world, and somehow we don't really, think much when we talk about the issues or anything. Like, it's not something which comes in our conversations, and which is what leads me to my next question, that do you think there is a, like, the support you get, maybe say from the government or from people, do you think for this particular cause there is a bigger challenge? Like, of course, there are multiple causes people work on, so do you think that there is this, I mean, a lesser inclination towards a cause like this? Have you faced that? Because of course, you have been working on the ground, so do you feel that that thing is missing? I mean, you know
Yeah, absolutely. Because first of all, when we say tribals, people tend to believe that there are a lot of government schemes that happen. So why do we need to work? But the fact
right,
of the fact is, not all tribals have the ST certificate. Okay,
right,
and they don't have
right.
the means to go and even apply for that. They don't even have that idea to go and do that. They doesn't have that
Hmm.
awareness to do that. So
Right.
they don't get any proper scheme, uh, proper.
I think there's some network issue. I think it's now fine, Ananya.
Yeah. So can you hear me?
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Now I can. Yes.
Mm. Yeah, so not all government scheme reaches everyone, right? And not everything, when we speak about tribals, not many people would like to go and work in such difficult terrains. There are no toilet
Hmm.
blocks, there are no schools. Even if we have a lot of resource person to go and work, there are so many official problems which has to be attended. Like we need a land permit,
Yes.
we need forest permit, we not need all of this. So not many people would be interested to go and work. And also with that, there comes the insurgency, there comes the militancy issues, there comes a hell lot of other issues which you need to sort out by yourself before working there.
Yes.
So not many people will be encouraged to work. So what I always say is a joint collaboration from the governments and plus with the people who are working at ground level should be in
Hmm.
proper sync. Because if the
Yes.
government is not being able to reach the forest dwellers, people who are actually going and working there, they should be channelized, they should be brought to the government's
Right.
notice, and they should be used as a mechanism wherein they can kind of collaborate or bring about certain kind of changes. See, for example, we need to build a lot of bridges, small bridges around these tribal villages, wherein when the flood water comes, they cannot escape. The water just comes in the village. So if there is small
Yes.
kind of bridge happen between the mainland and the tribal village, lot of many people can escape the flood waters. Now,
Yeah.
it is, for me, single-handedly building a bridge is a little difficult. But I have
Yeah.
done a lot of building a bridge. I have done a lot of small bridges around, trying to do with the bamboo, whatever I could do from my end, uh, just to save their lives. Maybe a bamboo bridge. But then if the government comes and helps me, or tries to gets me on board, trying to build a better bridge, so that more lives will be saved. So a joint collaboration is needed, and also from the tribal community, more people should be aware of their needs. They should,
Yes.
they should study and all work for their community, instead of going out in the city and then staying back in the city itself. They should come back to the tribal villages where they belong, and then dedicate their life for the betterment of their community. That
Yes.
would
Yes.
really change
Absolutely.
the scenario.
Hmm. Yes, agree, agree, agree. So, Ananya, what are the different ways in which people can, support Tribal Connect? Because ultimately, this show is about giving inspiration to people, to come forward. Because, of course, you are definitely doing a lot of work on the ground, but I'm sure a little bit is of, support from everybody can make a whole lot of difference. So, what do you think you can probably just maybe list out some of the ways in which people can come forward, support Tribal Connect, and help in different ways?
See, basically, you can donate, you can sponsor our kids who are there in the
Yes,
community hall. That you can sponsor their education. You can,
right.
donate for building that, building our schools, our rooms, everything. You can donate, help, donating all, for all those causes. You can donate,
Right.
educational supplies, books, notebooks, pencils, everything. See, basically, we need everything.
Yes,
We are someone who's, I always say, beggars cannot be choosers. Okay. We really need everything. We need food.
I know.
If someone,
I
if
understand.
we need, we don't have food, we don't have groceries, we don't have proper sanitation stuffs, we don't have toilet blocks. If anyone can sponsor us with that, or anything which they think will change the life of the tribal people for the betterment, is always welcome. Anyone, anything. I just cannot list out this, because we need everything. We need from
Right.
small packets of salt, from starting from small packet of salts to a
Hmm.
toilet block, to building some of the classrooms in the tribal villages, so that they get a
Yes.
proper education. Yeah. So
Right.
we need everything.
Right. Right. Yeah, I would like to tell the people who are watching us that, as Ananya said, of course, any kind of help is welcome actually, because of course they need everything. So if you truly want to come forward and help, please check out the page of Tribal Connect, and just reach out to her. You can donate money, you can probably provide supplies, as she said, maybe sponsor the education of a child, or any other idea also. If you have an idea, if you have something which you feel can help the tribals, then please come forward and definitely reach out to her, support her, because she is single-handedly, I think, doing a lot. And a little bit of support from all of us, I think, can really make the journey much more worthwhile for her. So let's do that. And I know that a lot of times, people want to do something, they keep asking me also, that Anupama, we want to help. So are you aware of, any causes where we can support and help? And they, of course, reliability also becomes a factor for everybody. They want to be sure that their help goes to the right place. So, with Ananya, you can be completely assured that your help is going to be used the right way. So, yes, I hope that after watching this, you will be inspired to go and check out Tribal Connect and make a difference in their lives. So, thank you so much, Ananya. I think it was an absolute pleasure talking to you about your journey, about Tribal Connect. And I just wish that you keep rising, and you keep doing the great work, keep inspiring. And I hope someday, definitely, I think we will see a huge difference, in the life of tribals, and maybe our world. I think we just need to give more, I think we just need to make ourselves more aware. Abhi filhal, I think we are all just don't even know kya ho raha hai. So I think, just a little bit of attention from us, I think, can really make a difference.
Thank you a lot. That as I told you at the beginning of the conversation, I am very grateful that I am doing the work on ground zero, but you people are getting our voices heard. So I'm thankful to you. You have seen my journey. very close. So you know what is kind of things I've been striving for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we are just you know uh, thankful. My kids are thankful. I have a adopted daughter who is 92 years of age, and she's in seventh
Wow.
grade. She's in seventh grade, and
Wonderful.
she actually wants to
Hmm.
finish her 10th board exams. So please keep me in your prayers so that I can, at
We
least
always will be praying for you, your family,
assist
and
them.
I'm sure things will be good for a wonderful soul like you. And just before we sign off, so there's this question from Lakshmi Man that can we see some pictures? That would be wonderful. So I think maybe you can just, if you can share your, where people can reach you. So there, I think they will also find a lot of pictures of the
Uh,
work that you do. So
So
yeah, if you could just,
yeah, they can reach out to me on my Facebook handle. I'm just a
yeah,
forest dweller, so I don't have too much of social media presence too much. But because of the COVID situation, I'm off and on, off and on. So you can
yes,
just if you can just write my social media handles, like Ananya P is the social media handle Facebook, and also
great.
Tribal Connect also has a website. You can visit there also. And we also have an Instagram page, Instagram handle called Tribal Connect, so that all the pictures are you can be assessed there.
Right, right, great. Thank you so much. And you can also reach out to me. Like if any one of you, like want to support or help, feel free to even reach out to me. Even I'm a part of, the team. Though of course
Yeah.
Ananya is the one who is actually doing all the work. But yeah, I mean, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll definitely connect you to her. For whatever you want to do to support the cause. So bye everybody. Thank you for joining, and bye Ananya. It
Thank you
was
so much.
really
Thank you
amazing
so much.
chatting with you. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
My
Bye.
pleasure. Yeah. Bye.